You're live.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. I gotta find my chat here. I gotta find myself, people. Welcome. Okay. Hi, hope you guys are doing great. We are at Creativation 2018.
You're on. Aunt Beck just said hi.
Hey, Aunt Beck.
Hi, Aunt Beck. We're just looking for. We're trying to get her chat up on her phone here.
So I can see what everybody's saying. It's not showing.
There's Zandra.
Hey, Zandra. Hey, Zandra.
There's Lynn, Cindy, Samantha. Hey, Zandra. Hi, Sandy. Janet Young. Marion G. Cheshire Cat.
Here we go.
Okay, so she's going to be able to see what you're saying on her phone. So you can ask questions and say hello and all kinds of fun stuff. And there's Art Journal Guy.
Got it. Hey, Travis.
Travis.
Marion. Okay, let me go back. I can say hi to everybody now. All right, get back. Dar. Zandra. Lynn. Becky. Cindy. Samantha. Hey, Janet. Marion. Julie. Beth. Travis. Robin. And Alice. Thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good morning, everyone. Be sure to stop by booth 945 to see the creative new innovations that may soon be on the market. It's so exciting there.
I'm about cross-eyed, but I'm having fun. And Race is manning the camera, so you guys can, if you have questions for either one of us, please ask away. Oh, there's Clausman.
The voice is low because you're going to have to speak up pretty high.
Okay. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I'll project. So let me know if you can't hear me. I'll try to do better. Hi, Penny. Welcome. You can't hear me? Okay. Well, I'm working on it. I'm projecting. La 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 la. Better. Hi, Ian. Ian's in the UK. Heather. Hilda. Iris from Israel. Hey, welcome. Hi, Annette. And from the Netherlands, welcome. You guys are so great to join us from all over the world. I hope you're having the best day ever because we are having a super day here as well. So we're going to show you around. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat. We'll take just a minute. Hi, Mary Ellen. I know that you guys are not going to get the same experience you normally have with me because I'm broadcasting over the iPad instead of in my studio where we have a sound system and microphones and all of that good stuff. So you guys are spoiled just a little bit. So we're going to have to all, kind of work together. Do you have any suggestions for me to do anything different than I'm doing?
No, here, I'll do a little one of
Dorothy.
these. Let's see if we can do this a little bit.
Hi, Judy.
Stay right there.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Don't move. Hi.
Here we are together.
Okay, so just FYI, we're about 3 feet away, about an arm's length distance away. So the microphone is on the iPad. It's kind of hard to hear. While I hold it, you can hear me really well. She's about 3 feet away, so it's a little hard to hear. And there's a lot of noise in the room. So just FYI, that's what's going on. So just bear with us. We don't have a mic on us right now, so we just kind of have to go with it, right?
That's right. We're doing the best we can.
Okay.
To bring you with us to Creativation.
Exactly. So in just a minute, I'm gonna go back around to the other side of the camera, and I'll show you where we're at. Then we're gonna jump across this little black wall here, and we're gonna say hi to a couple of our friends. and walk around through the event so that you can see it with us. Sound good?
Sounds perfect. Sound good to you guys?
Okay, I'm going to go back around.
Okay. Hello, Dee Dee, and everyone joining us. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for being here. I'm watching the chat on my phone, so that's why I keep looking down at my phone. Okay. I don't see any questions coming around, so shall we take off and go?
Yeah, I'm just going to turn around so you'll probably hear me a little bit better, but we're right now at this is kind of a live streamer booth where Barb is. We'll just turn around here. So there you go. There's the event. I'll go slower so it doesn't shake the camera too much. So it's a really big event. We're in a kind of a hall downstairs, like an exhibit hall. We're currently sitting at one of the lounges that they provide for live streamers like us. Right?
That's right.
All right. So, why don't...
By the way, Janet Young says, Grace, I don't care what your mother says, you're adorable.
Oh, thank you, Janet Young.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready to head out?
I think so.
Okay.
So just so long as you speak up as much as you can,
I'll do my best.
we'll wander around.
All right, I'll do my best.
We're going to follow her. I'll try to narrate as much as possible and tell you where we're going, but I'm going to follow her as we go along. They say you look great, Barb.
Thank you.
All right, so we're just going to walk around to the left here, and we're going to see one of our friends, Barbara, over here at Joggles.com. They're over here doing some fun stuff. Hey, hey, Barb. We're here with our live audience. I'm going to show you. Would you like to say hi to our live?
Can you introduce your
I can.
partner in crime?
This is Margaret Applin, who is one of our primary designers of stencils. She's done some stamps for us. She's an awesome pattern and surface designer.
This is Barbara and Margaret.
Yes.
There we go. And it is Joggles.com over there. The microphone's a little quiet, so I have to kind of repeat a little bit so they understand what we've said.
That works.
You want to tell us a little bit about Joggles?
Sure. We are an online retailer who sell all kinds of other people's products, but we also manufacture our own. We started with stencils, and we've moved on to lots of different things. Our newest products are some 6x6 stencils that you can see here. Oops, you don't want to see that.
So this is one of your 6x6 stencils?
Yep, this is one of them right here. We have 6 brand new designs. We have our new watercolor art parts, which are sheets of watercolor paper that we laser cut. We tab them so that you just click and the piece comes out. You can print them separately. You can print a whole sheet. They work, it's watercolor paper, so it works with paint.
So this is
sprays.
watercolor paper that you've laser cut?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And these are all still clipped in. They're left as a part of the sheet with some tabs.
Yep.
And then these pull out to be used. Okay, so these pull out to be used in whatever way you wish to use them, mixed media wise or whatever. And then you also are left with a pretty cool stencil.
Absolutely. So they're multi-use. And if you want to hold on to this for a while, you can put a couple of coats of gel medium on each side, and it will provide it a little bit of stability so that it doesn't fall apart after you've used it a few times.
Are they available to purchase now?
Yes, they are.
Yep, so they're available right now on Joggles.com. What else you got?
Well, we have our creative art textures, which I designed specifically to pair with a gel press plate. So this is an 8x10 plate. This is 11 inches long. You can ink it with whatever your paint. You put it down, you press it, you pick it up, you stamp it off, and ultimately you can pattern an entire piece. So this is a 6x6 that I did, and it just creates, it's a layer, and we're all about layers and creating interesting effects, and layers allow you to do
Are
that.
these new?
These are recent, probably within the last 4 to 6 months.
And these are called what again?
Creative art textures.
Creative art textures.
So it's a big old rubber stamp with nothing on the back, which means you can use it flat.
Sure.
You can wrap it around. If you have a 3-dimensional object, you can wrap it around there. So you could use these with paper clay or polymer clay, kind of a multi-use piece.
So it's fairly deeply etched then.
It's very deeply etched, yes.
So they're saying those texture plates or those textures are really wonderful.
Oh, great.
They're really liking that. I'm going to get a close-up of that. Could you just set it down for a second?
Absolutely.
So how many of the texture plates do you have?
There are 6 designs in the creative art textures now, with more in my brain waiting to come out.
I'm going to put
Yeah, so it's like a large rubber stamp, right, with a design that you can manipulate on whatever project and around irregular shapes.
Yes, that's the nice thing. They're very flexible.
So she's saying, some of our people are saying, let them out, let them out.
Those are great.
Thank you.
I had missed that when we were talking.
Oh, well,
So
I'm glad I
missed
got
that.
to show
That's
them
great.
to you.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
One of our viewers is saying, send them to Europe.
Submit an order. We ship everywhere.
There you go.
Easy
So
peasy.
they ship everywhere. Do you want to give us a small demonstration on something?
Sure.
Whatever you want to show us.
Well, the art textures are here, so let's use those. So
Okay.
I'm going to use a little bit of Dilutions paint.
Stand on my other side.
I'm just going to put a little bit of color here on the plate. I'm not even going to fill the whole plate. We'll just kind of do this piece right here.
And you're using a gel press plate.
Yep,
Okay.
I am. Fabulous tool. So let's just put that over here. So now what I'm going to do, excuse me, Race, I'm just going to lift that up. I'm going to take, let's take something that we can really see. I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it face down and I'm just going to lightly press. And then I'll come over here and you can see that I've got color on there. So now I'm going to stamp it off. You can stamp this off onto something that you use, or you can just stamp it off onto scraps. And then I can do this again. And I'm just going to lay it face down here. And then I can go ahead and print this. And there's the design.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
That's what I did here. This is called One Ringy Dingy. And I forget, this is grunge numbers or something like that. So there
Talk
are
about the numbers a little bit, because this is different than an average rubber stamp, right? With the numbers?
when you work with a rubber stamp that has text or numbers on it, it's made in a way that when you ink it and turn it and stamp it, it's readable. It's in the right orientation. This stamp, if I could find it, well, this stamp is made to do just the opposite of that. It's meant so that when you pull a print after having pressed it on the plate, it will be in the right orientation, which is what you see here.
Okay. Yeah.
Barbara, do you have a price on these that you can share with at this time?
I think it's a tick under $10. I want to say that it's $9.95, but of course you put me on the spot.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I
That's
just had a
okay.
couple of questions.
Sure, that's fine.
Here's the easiest way to understand that. You can visit joggles.com and they'll have all the pricing information right there.
Absolutely, it's all there.
That'll be the accurate price.
As opposed to the one that just comes flying
Yeah.
out of my brain.
When you're at an event like this, I promise you that your memory fades very quickly.
Even if you don't even remember your name.
Who are you again?
I don't know. Last night, at the last place we visited, I walked up and the guy spoke to me, and I just stood there. Could not remember my name.
Who am I and what day is it? And what
Couldn't
event am
remember
I
my
at?
name. And Race was standing there, and he goes, "Everybody be quiet."
It was pretty funny. She walks up.
Crickets.
She wanted to say hello to somebody. It was one of the glue companies. She walks up. They all kind of leaned in to say hello, and no one said anything. So I said, "Everybody freeze.
Yeah.
Don't say anything."
It's like time to go home now.
Yep, absolutely. I'm so with you.
Yeah.
It was a long day.
But
Bar-
it's a good day.
It was a good day. Barbara, thank you for showing us your new products.
You're welcome. Thanks.
We're going to walk around and see some other people.
Awesome.
But everyone, please visit joggles.com and you can see all these cool products that Barbara has available.
We're
Thanks.
here for you.
Thanks, Barbara.
You're welcome. Take care.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for stopping by, Barbara. It was nice to see you.
Thanks,
again.
Margaret. Oh, it was great.
All right.
Thanks, Margaret. Everybody say goodbye to Margaret. Bye, Margaret. Okay, so we're going to head out and walk through the event a little bit more. So we're on an adventure. Yes, we're going to turn to our left in just a moment here. I believe the next group of people we're going to see, there it is, we're going to see Paper Artsy. Follow the leader.
Come on, everybody. Come on. Don't get behind.
Don't get behind. Oh, and there's Paper Artsy right there. There's our good friend Seth Apter. He's doing a demonstration, everybody. Hello, hello. While he's busy doing that, let's have a look at the booth a little bit.
Sounds great.
Microphone's on this side, so it's easier to say. So anything you want to say, you can just look around.
I believe this is Leandra, I believe. Hi, Leandra. Hi.
Hey, Leandra.
Broadcasting live. This is Ray.
We're presently broadcasting live. You want to say hello to our friends?
Yeah, sure, of course I do.
I'll just show you what's going on here. Oh, there we are.
Hi.
Everybody's here.
Hi, everybody. Nice
The
to
chat's
meet you
coming
all.
up. So I'm just going to let you two talk.
Yeah, fine.
I'm going to flip it back around.
You're Leandra, and you own Paper Art.
That's right,
correct?
Yep, that's
Can
right.
you tell us a little bit about
Sure.
what you do?
We're primarily a rubber stamp company, so we make rubber stamps out of the UK. We've been doing that since 2004. So, and we export most of our products around the world to stores all over the place. We also have a line of stencils and some chalk acrylic paints, and the chalk acrylic paints are, you know,
Wonderful, I
really
understand.
nice. Yeah, there's over 120 colours now.
So you have stamps, chalk, paints, and you're based out of the UK?
Yeah, we're
I
just outside
apologize
of
for
London.
repeating. The
It's
microphone's
okay.
a little quiet. That's
Okay,
all.
we're just outside of London, so yeah, we're you know, pretty central to everything, and we live on a farm just outside of London, which is
That's
great.
nice.
So we can get in and go and enjoy London if we want to, but you know, we've got the rural life as well. So
Do you want to show us anything that you're
Yeah, sure.
excited by this year?
Yeah, well, we actually have everything on the booth is all, you know, brand new stuff. So we've got competition here with another
We got another streamer.
another
there.
streamer going on there at the moment. Yeah, so maybe if I want to talk to Seth.
Sure. Lovely. That's right.
All right.
Let's walk
Which
around
way
that
do you
way.
want?
Let's walk around over this direction so we don't bother everybody.
So Seth's got new paints with us this year. So he's got eight new paints, and they're really gorgeous, bright colours, aren't they, Seth?
Yeah, they're bright for me.
And then he's got these are
They're not bright for most people. Most people would say those are dull,
These are bright for
but
Seth.
for me they're bright.
so he's got a
stepping
summer
out of my
set.
zone.
Yes, you
And
are.
this-
Challenge yourself.
The summer set are really beautiful, so you can see on the piece he's doing here the really bright blue, which is just gorgeous blue lagoon. And then the winter set here has got sort of more steely blues, which are really, really pretty,
And
and a pink. And so Seth is embracing the pink. In
You're
life.
embracing your pink, Seth?
Yeah.
I'm embracing my inner pink.
Good.
Why not, right?
Good.
Yeah,
Good for you.
why not?
So these four, that's the summer set?
Yes.
Okay,
that
there we
is.
go. That's
Yeah.
the summer set. And what's the other one?
They're the winter.
Okay, so then those four are the winter set.
That's right. The first two releases were autumn and spring.
Got it.
So with the 16 paints, it basically covers all 4 seasons.
So the first two sets were autumn and spring.
Yeah.
I'm repeating because the microphone's a little quiet, so
Okay. I
not that I didn't
appreciate-
hear you.
No, we like when people repeat because it's it's like you've heard, you're listened to.
That's right.
There you
We
go.
like that.
Do you have anything you'd like to show us while we're here, Seth?
Sure, maybe I'll start another one to show you how I created this one.
I'm gonna step around. I'm gonna look over your shoulder if that's okay.
Absolutely, you can look anywhere you want. So what I'm basically doing is going to create layers with the concept of opaque and transparent and translucent. So the newest releases, 7 of the 8 are opaque and 1 is semi-opaque. So they're really good for backgrounds, early layers, stencil and stamping. So I'm just going to choose some of the colors and I'm just going to squeeze it out. I'm not going to use a palette. I'm just going to squeeze directly on here and then use the brayer.
Could you explain to them about the marking on the front
Oh,
of the bottle?
sure. So at the bottom of every paint bottle, there's a swipe of the color. Those are all done by hand, which is amazing. One thing it does is it tells you the truer color because the bottles are a little frosted, but mainly what it does is it tells you if it's opaque. So if you look there, it's all you see is the color. When I take a translucent paint, you can see underneath there are actually chevrons, and it's translucent. So we're very visual people, us artists, so we love to see it. You can also look underneath and read it, because it also says translucent and opaque, but it's a really nice touch, and it's really helpful. Most people will choose paint based on color. I want my blue, but if you really want to take your paint to the next level, if you're using acrylics, you want to also begin to look at the paints, whether they're translucent or opaque. And how about a hot tip?
Yes.
A hot tip would be when you get 99% of the brands out there, they don't let you know on the label whether it's translucent or opaque. So you can make your own kind of cool journal page, just make some black lines with a permanent pen, let it dry, and then do your own little swatches of all your paint colors, and you'll find out immediately whether they're translucent or opaque.
That is a great tip.
And then you get a kind of a fun journal page.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just going to go in and take that square off because I want this more organic than that. Because I was talking so much, I let it dry before I rubbed it out.
Well, if somebody wasn't here asking you all these questions.
I would probably be talking to myself.
Yeah.
Anyhow. So I'm just going in. These are all opaques. I'm putting them on a pretty small amount, and then I'm brushing them out. I'm rolling it out with the brayer. And because they're opaque, you are going to have some pretty good coverage, and you're really not going to be able to fully see the color underneath. So I'm just going to keep doing this and building layers this way. And if I were at home and I had all the time in the world, I would probably do 15 some odd layers. Since we're moving along on tape, tape shows my age, same tape.
A lot of our people are thanking you for that,
Yeah,
that
okay.
good tip.
Remember tape? Yeah.
Remember that.
Remember 8-tracks?
Let's not go
I don't know
there.
if
Let's
Race
just
knows what
not
I'm
go
even
there.
talking about with that one.
I
Yeah,
don't remember
well, I
8-tracks, I
do.
remember VCR.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of my,
Yeah.
that's the first time I remember anything.
Let's see.
8-tracks were popular when I was in high school.
8-tracks came and went faster than beepers, which you might not remember either.
No,
No, okay.
no.
You're
So
working on cardstock.
I am working on 140-pound watercolor paper, but this because the paint is so dry, and also because painting dry, cardstock is great. It won't curl. I mean, it'll curl a little bit because it's fibrous, but you can see that with every layer I put on, I've kind of completely changed the look. I'm gonna add a bright for me.
So this is a little outside your comfort zone, Seth?
Well, it's now in my comfort zone.
Okay, good.
But when I designed that, yeah, that's. I don't think people would think of this color as me. And I'm giving a really good amount of pressure on this because I want to get kind of a feel almost like an old wall, where it's just the paint has been painted over and over and over. So I don't want it too spotty, and I don't want it too even. So
You write and stamp over the paints.
oh yeah, that's the best part about paper artsy paints because they're chalk paint.
Okay.
You don't need gesso. It serves as gesso, and because of the matte finish, you cannot ruin a pen if you tried. Every pen, guaranteed, or you can call me and I'll give your money back.
So that's specifically about the paper artsy formulation.
Correct, because it's a chalk acrylic.
So it's a chalk acrylic. That's one of the benefits to the paper artsy formulation.
Correct. It dries fast. You can write over it. It has a matte feel. Well, the nice thing about paper artsy is for those people who might not like it matte, a lot of paint has sheen. What they've done is they've created these formulations that you can mix in with the paints, and so you can turn it pearlized, you can have a sheen, you can have it kind of oxidized. So you can, or slow the drying time. They have all these different glazes.
Okay.
So there's a really nice,
Are those available individually, or do they
they're all
come in
available.
sets?
Here's an example. So like all individually. So that's the
Okay.
drying retarder. So if you want to work your paint longer, you would just mix that in. They have frosting glaze that gives kind of a nice frost feel to it. They have a lot of these. My hands aren't that big, so we'll do 3. Gloss glaze to make it more like a traditional acrylic paint and shiny. So it's
And
it's
are
a
your
neat.
colors available now?
Oh, they're all available now in shipping. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that they are. So I'm just gonna add one more color on the top, and then I'm going to show you what happens with the translucent paints. And I'm gonna take a little bit of butter and put the butter back in.
So this one's called Butter.
Yeah, butter.
It's a perfect name
Right?
It
for
is.
the color.
Yeah, I tell you, I had a lot of fun naming them. Paper Artsy names their paints the most amazing things, and so there was a lot of pressure on me to come up with something equal.
Great.
So when I got butter, I knew I hit something right. Eventually I do, but we can share back and forth.
I need it again.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to say that in terms of the opaque layers, that's done. You know, if you can,
You can see it, yeah?
yeah, okay.
You can see it really nicely.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some stamps, and I'm going to use a permanent ink. I'm going to use the archival ink.
This is absolutely gorgeous. The way that you get the layers with all the different colors.
Oh, thank you.
Still see them.
Yeah, you can still see them, right?
Yeah, see all the colors.
Yeah. The nice thing with the brayer, if you don't put too much paint on, is that as you spread it out with the pressure, you don't get full coverage. You know, if I were to take a paintbrush and paint over the layer, you would get a lot more coverage and you would lose a lot.
Yeah.
But the little bit of paint and the spread is great. So I'm looking for something that dries immediately because I want to go over this. So I'm using the archival ink. Archival or Stays On would be the two of choice. And I'm going to just add some of this in here. My goal is not to necessarily highlight this stamp. It's definitely not to highlight the stamp. This is going to be sort of a support. I want some texture in the background. I'm going to go lighter in some spots, darker. You may not even ultimately recognize what stamp it is.
So this is colored pencil over this paint.
Oh, sure, 100%.
So
I have
it's a
some.
good surface.
It really grips well. The matte aspect of it gives it so much tooth,
Yeah.
just like you'd think with gesso. So there's something just really special about that, I think. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that, and then I'm gonna go in with another stamp and add a little bit of a little linearity. With the brayer often lends itself to a linear feel, and so I'm kind of going with that. I'm going with some circles and some lines, and for me that's kind of a nice contrast. Gives sort of interest because you're doing both, and then it also just makes it more interesting to me than having just the paint in the background. You can see it's not mounted. I'm not getting much coverage. I think I was trying to ink from the stamp before, not realizing that wasn't the.
Hey, it worked.
I guess it did,
Nobody
right?
noticed.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we did. All right. I am also a big believer in framing things out or putting an edge around something. So I'm going to go ahead, as many of us do, if not all of us. Hey, Tammy. How are you?
Are these your pretty feminine creations right here?
They're not mine. They're someone else's pretty feminine creations, but this is my new feminine color.
I don't either, Barb. I do love this one.
That's butter.
And this one right here. Those are my two new favorites.
Good. They're in the same set, so when you buy it, you can get both.
I will.
Excellent. Thank you.
Are these new stamps? Or your stamps?
Yes. So we're gonna make that stamp disappear. Doesn't belong in this booth. So these are my two new stamp sets. They're kind of collage mashup stamp sets. Hey guys, they're all from my art. They're all from my original art. So the original art was photographed, and then additional words and things were layered and added in the computer. So this would have been a full piece, as this one. So those are sort of the main focal images. So you could go ahead and stamp those. There's amazing detail in there, and you can stamp them completely and leave it at that. But in my head, my goal was you have all these supporting words and other elements from found objects. So you would stamp that, and then you would build around that using these elements, so that you would do your own mashup and collage. So anybody getting the set, like you could use all the stamps in it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 in this one. You could use all 8, and you would end up with something completely different. And then I love using these as backgrounds.
They're beautifully big.
They're beautifully big. Yeah.
You know.
They're hefty. They're
they're
there's
great.
some heft to them, which I like. So this is 8 by 8, 6 by 6. This is 6 by 6. It just shrunk. So using that stamp on that would really look beautiful. It would fill up, and then you could use these supporting elements around the edges and integrate the collage. This one I love. It's just from it's a found object. It was an old metal bit that I found that I saved for years before I put it in my art, and now I'm really happy that it's on the stamp because I can use it again. So I've stamped with the fast drying permanent ink, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some translucent colors. So I'm going to go with some. Except for the Spanish mulberry, these are all cool tones. So I'm going to take in some warm tones here. I always think in opposites or contrast. If I'm working dark, one layer, I go light. If I'm working bright, I go a little dull. So if I'm working cool, I go warm. So the way I add these is with the spray bottle. Oh my God, there's another one. Thank you. Okay. I'll just take just a little bit, really a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. And I put it in maybe 4 or 5 spots. If I put too much on, I usually take it off because I want to make sure it doesn't dull it down. And then I spritz just a little bit so I can move the paint around. You get a piece of paper towel, and then I move it around. You could also do it with your finger. So what ends up happening is that it adds dimension and a little bit of color shift, but it does not make anything underneath it disappear. So you still see exactly what was there, but we're going to begin to warm this whole piece up. If you go heavier with these paints, because they are chalk, you begin to get a little bit of a dull feel. So for this particular technique, you really want to go light. So you can really see, like when you compare that corner to say that corner, you know, this has just warmed it up. And I think it's also given it a lot more depth. So I'm going to do that again with the tangerine twist. I'm going to put it in some spots. So for me, that's too much. So I'm just going to move it around a little bit. I'm going to put it in some spots that I hadn't used the smoked paprika. And then I'm going to also put it on a smoked paprika.
You're making me hungry with smoked paprika, tangerine twist, and butter.
Yeah. You know what? I had an epiphany about a year ago that craft companies name many of their products after foods because it just becomes even more appealing. Not that people aren't going to buy them anyway. But so you can see that side by side, there to there. You've changed the coloration. You haven't lost the detail. But we've kind of warmed it up and brightened it up. And for me, the other thing that it does with these translucent layers is it just gives it this depth, this sense.
It glows almost.
Yeah, it brightens it up and glows. I'm particularly choosing sort of lighter, brighter colors to do that. I could also take a darker translucent and shift it in a whole different way. And I'm going to take one more.
So your color selection is the opaque finish or the opaque colors.
My new
Your
ones that
colors?
just released. There's 8 colors that were just released. 7 of the 8 are opaque.
Okay.
1 is semi-opaque.
Okay.
My earlier releases were a mix of translucent and opaque,
Okay.
and their whole line is the full range.
Okay.
So this is one of my favorite colors on the earth. It's called Inky Pool. It's just gorgeous. I'm actually gonna. You've used it. I'm gonna put it out here just on white so you really see what it's like. It's just this gorgeous.
It's a bit of a mystery color.
It is a mystery color. It's not turquoise, it's not blue, it's just quite beautiful, and it's translucent. So I'm gonna add just a little bit because I don't wanna make this cold again. So I'm just gonna do a little bit here and there. And then I think, even though I said that was my last layer, I think I might add a little red.
It's never done.
I'm never done, it's true. So, you know, I often say if you're gonna do it once, you do it twice. So now I'm starting to say if you're going to do it twice, you should do it 3 times. Because really, who does it less than that? So you can see that really shifted it now. And I'm going to actually add more water to be able to make it move around even more. Yeah, okay. The more water makes the effect less prominent. So in this area, because I had the tangerine twist underneath, it became a little greener. And in this area, because I had the cool tones, it stays more of the blue. So because it's translucent, you get some color mixing going on. All right, so last but not least, we're gonna add some translucent red.
So what's the last step you're thinking, Seth?
I'm gonna add another translucent color, a bright, but a red, like a sort of a rich, warmer tone.
So you're gonna add another translucent.
Yes.
Got
yeah.
it.
This just feels a little cool to me, and I don't mean like, you know, hip. Yeah, I hope when I say things like this is really cool, I'm hoping people aren't thinking I'm like, yeah, you know, my art is all that, because that's not what I'm intending to say. Yeah, but I can't say that.
We can.
Okay. Yeah, so that's, and actually it's turning a little purple because of the colors, rather than just red.
Well, you're on trend for
Yes, that's true. It's the color of the year. All right, so yeah, so there's some difference there with all the different translucents. And the really key to highlight with this technique is you can still see all the stamping. You know, you haven't lost that. So you could stamp something much more focal than that. You could take a beautiful profile or a tree and stamp it and then go over it with translucent, and you still see it as vividly. That's you know, I tend to go with the grungy. And then You know, you gotta do something like that. You gotta frame it out. You know me well. Just like you'd frame art on the wall, it tells the person it's important. It kind of says, "Look at me." You want to do that with this too, and you can get the bleed going in, just a little bit more interesting. So it's not just right around the edge. And then I'm a big, like, you know, just throw some stuff in there. Yeah, you want to be soft with that. And you don't necessarily, I'm not looking for a line, so I don't want to do that and get that. Well, actually.
No.
No? How about just a little bit at the edge?
They mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, when you do something like that.
Okay.
So this is really how I create at home. Like, I'm thinking this is my last layer, and then I did something to say I don't want to do it, and I realized actually it's going to add a little interest. Just going around the edge.
Pick up a pen and you doodle on either side. And
Sure.
make squiggly lines. And
Yeah. Yeah, so for me this would be, like, I call this done as a background. So then I don't know what I'm gonna do, but then I would create something and work over it. And
So do you spend time creating lots of backgrounds,
yes,
and then you do backgrounds like in one session, say for example,
Yes.
and then you work more
Yeah.
on the focals and that kind of thing later?
correct. So I'll sit and I'll just do lots of this. One of my favorite techniques, and I'm just gonna do more, even though it might, you know, change it, is doing a monoprint. And what a monoprint is a good piece of paper.
And our audience is saying, thank you, Seth, and great
Oh.
capital letters.
You're
We'll be
welcome,
watching
guys.
you.
I know Barb eventually will invite me back on the show,
You bet.
and I will be able to talk with you all and answer your questions
Yes,
directly.
absolutely.
Was that too much of a
We
plug
just need to
for
get
me
the
to get you?
calendar out and schedule it.
Seth will definitely be back on for another creative chat.
All right, thank
Absolutely.
you.
We're very
All right,
happy
you
to
guys
have
have a
you.
good time at the show, and you guys enjoy what they're bringing you. It's great that they do that. All right,
you so
Barb,
much. We'll
Grace,
see you
thank you.
later.
You're very
Bye, guys.
welcome. Thanks, Seth.
Take care.
We'll see you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was great. Did you guys enjoy that? I hope you did, because that was really special. He gave us a lot of time, showed us a lot of cool techniques there. Okay, where should we go next?
All right, well, I guess we'll follow you.
so
Where do you
we'll
want to
go
go? You
this
show me
way.
where you want to go.
I think we'll go this way. Is this where the jelly arts people are
Uh,
in this direction?
That direction.
That way.
That direction.
That way.
That way. That way.
Okay. Let's go this way, cameraman.
We'll follow you wherever you're going.
Okay.
So while we're walking here, you can see just how much stuff, how many exhibitors are on the floor. I believe it's around 350, 370, something to that degree, that number.
Want to learn how to decorate a cake? You can do that right here.
Yep, there you go. You can learn how to decorate your cake. Satin ice. And onward we go. Has there been anything that you have seen so far on the show floor that you were most excited by?
Honestly, I'm excited by the magnitude of the choices and just the creativity. You know, just the idea possibilities. Any specific one thing? No, because I'm just inspired by all of it. How's that for a diplomatic answer?
Well, that was very specifically non-specific. Excited by everything.
I am.
Okay.
It's true. Okay, am I going the right way, do you think?
Sure. I guess we'll just head this direction. We're wandering around. We've met a few people yesterday.
Let's show them this. This is part of the Prima booth.
Okay. So go ahead and explain what you see.
This is their scrapbook, new scrapbook papers, flowers, all of their embellishments, and then some of their examples that they have using the paper.
And what brand is this?
This is Prima Marketing. Aren't they beautiful, you guys? So soft. Okay. Very good.
Okay, we're on the way.
That's right.
We're on the move.
We have to keep going, right?
Yeah,
A lot to see.
gotta keep moving.
A lot to see.
Well, we're gonna show our audience every booth, right? Every single one.
Oh no.
Oh no?
Oh no.
No.
This is the chameleon booth. This is where they have the pins that change color.
So that's the chameleon changing color booth.
Yeah. So they have here. This guy will probably.
And now with the color tops, we go color to color.
Hey there.
So I'll show you right now. So do blue.
Okay.
He seemed to be pretty busy, so we'll just let him do his demo with his buddy. Sorry I keep shooting the back of Barb's head. I don't know if that's very interesting.
Well, at least my hair got done.
Yeah, your hair did get done. You want to say hi to the Dixon folks?
Yes.
They're right over here.
Yeah.
That should be Michelle, right?
I believe that's right.
Michelle? Hey, we are back, and this time we have brought friends. We've brought our live stream with us.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to say
Would you
hello?
like to say hi?
Sure.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you know Barb, obviously.
Yes.
And this is Michelle. Michelle, what's your last name?
Montez.
Michelle Montez, and she's with Dixon.
Ticonderoga.
Ticonderoga.
Roga.
Okay, I keep saying anaconda. I keep saying the wrong thing.
So he looks at me to
So I-
fill in.
So I keep saying, okay, how do you say it correctly? I can say Dixon fine, no problem.
It's
Yeah.
Ticonderoga.
Ticonderoga. There we go. Now we have it. So we stopped by yesterday to say hello to Michelle and the Dixon Company. Would you like to share a little bit with the with our friends in the box?
Well, Dixon Ticonderoga is actually owned by a company in Italy called Fila Group. And Fila Group also owns Canson, De La Rowney, My Mary, Lyra, Prang.
Would you do that one more time and go slower? Because I think a lot of people don't realize that Dixon Ticonderoga owns all of those brands or all those companies.
Well, we're all jointly owned by Fila Group out of Italy.
Okay.
And so they bought the Canson Paint Company, De La Rowney, which is art supplies, paint and brushes. My Mary, which is a high-end paint from Italy.
Okay.
Lyra, which is mostly pencil products, graphite, colored pencils.
And are those all water-soluble products? the Lyra?
Some of their products are water-soluble. And then Prang, which we know is a very well-known scholastic paint.
I happen to love the Prang watercolors.
Yes, they are very nice.
I love them.
We do have a lot of adults that still use it
Yeah,
as well.
they're
It is a
beautiful.
very good paint.
Do you have
Very, very
anything
well
new
made.
for this season you want to show us?
We don't have it in the booth. We're
Okay, of
launching
course.
it in a couple weeks, but yes, we do. We have some new acrylic-based inks that are opaque. We have some watercolor inks. So we have a lot of things coming down the line.
So they
We
have that
also
to look
have-
forward to.
Yes, and we also have markers for our FW acrylic-based inks. They're empty markers that you can fill with the ink. You can also put the watercolor ink in it and the opaque inks in it. They're like this.
Okay, so these are empty markers
Mhm.
that are designed to work with the FW
And
liquid.
not just FW, it can also be the System 3 opaque inks that we're coming out with, and also the Aqualine inks. Aquafine inks that are a watercolor-based ink.
So these
all
pen
pigmented.
these pen markers or paint markers?
Paint markers.
Paint markers. Okay, so they can work with pretty much all of your liquid products.
Yes.
And they have a ball inside.
Yes.
To-
So you
to
can
shake
actually.
them?
Yep. You can measure. You can actually mix your own colors. They have this ball so you can shake it up and actually make sure that the paint stays mixed. And they also come with replacement nibs.
Okay.
And here's one, thank you, Jackie. Here's one that's actually filled with ink. It has gold ink in it. I can't open it
Here, let me help.
because my
How
hand's
about if
full.
I hold this?
So.
I know we're putting you on the spot here, so no worries.
No, that's okay. So you can see, you just have to push it down to bring more ink down, but they work very well.
And how are you bringing more ink down?
You just push it.
From the nib.
Yeah. And you can see that it brought a lot more ink down. So they're very easy to use.
So a question from one of the viewers was something about mediums, Dale around mediums.
Yes, we make mediums under My Mary and Dealer. So we make mediums for each medium that we make. So we have acrylic, we have watercolor, we have oil, we even have water mixable oil. We make gouache, we make a tempera. But we have medium to go with that. So we have acrylic mediums, we have watercolor mediums, oil mediums, mediums for tempera.
Okay, and where would they find the mediums? Are they usually where the product is sold?
It depends on the store. Some stores put all their mediums in one section. Some of them put it by medium. So if it's an oil, they have to look.
Okay.
All right, so while I'm still here, I just want you to tell me one more time. So the Dixon is a company that has cans and paper,
De La Rowney Art Materials,
De La Rowney Art Materials,
My Mary
Paints,
Lyra Pencil Products, and Prang Watercolors. Big company. Lots of And all
product.
these companies are very historic companies. Canson started in 1557. They were actually also the inventor of the hot air balloon.
There you go.
De La Rowney started in 1783. They started out making pigment powders for wigs and perfumes.
Pigment powders for wigs and perfumes.
Yes.
In what year?
1783.
1783. So there you go. This is a company that has been around a while.
And when the court decided not to wear wigs anymore, they said, let's make paint. So they started making paint. My Mary started in 1923. Making paint.
Wow.
Gianni My Mary, who started the company back then, was a painter himself, so he wanted to make paint the way he saw the color should be. And then Lyra started in, I believe, 1853. I have to look that up again.
So the youngest company is in the 1800s. Basically.
Basically.
So we had a question from
and
a viewer.
Ticonderoga started in 1795.
Ticonderoga. Wow, goodness.
We had a question from a viewer about the Lyra pencils. Can you show those?
Oh, they have many different types of pencils, but some of the pencils they have are like these Furbies. They call them Furbies. They're skin-colored Furbies here. We have metallic Furbies. We have the water-soluble graphite, which I absolutely love. There's some of the Furbies you can see, super Furbies. They're bigger, they're easier to handle because they're a larger lead. These are the water-soluble graphite. We have them in 2B, 9B, and 6B. 2B. We have them that they're not water-soluble too. If they have a blue label, they're water-soluble. We have the aquacolor, which are actually watercolor crayons. So they're water-soluble wax crayons.
Mm-hmm. Water-soluble wax crayons.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, you can see.
You would think that wax would not be water-soluble.
But these are.
They're really fun. That's a beautiful color range too.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Mm-hmm. That is some serious eye candy right there. You just want to own that just because it's just so gorgeous.
Just because it looks so beautiful.
Everybody wants half a dozen of these sets, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. And also, the viewers should know the shavings are also water soluble. So don't throw away the shavings because you can do really fun effects with that.
Okay.
So you hear that? Keep your scraps.
And I also use a spray bottle, and I spray the spray bottle in there, and then it just starts dissolving. It's really interesting.
So you put the shavings like on your paper and then spray it with water and see what happens. Just let the magic.
Yep. Just let it do its thing. And then these are we call these duo markers because one end is a brush, and the other end is a fine point.
Nice. great for brush lettering and things like that.
Absolutely. Well, you can do a whole painting with these. I've done whole paintings with them, just like this artist did. So you can see they're...
Now, when something is being done like this, is that they're putting down the pigment with the marker and then using a brush for blending?
Yes, you can use a brush for blending, or you can use this brush and you can blend it out with the brush.
On the brush.
And that works better on a marker paper, which Canson does
Sure.
make marker paper for that.
Okay.
And then these are our polycolor, very high, light, fast colored pencils. They come in a range of, I believe, 72 colors.
72 colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy. Beautiful. Okay, a question from a viewer. Do you know if Dale Rowney will ever make the cachet journal again? Are you familiar with that?
We still make the cachet journal.
Okay, still make it. Okay.
But you know, our companies, because we have so many different companies and we have a paper company, a lot of our paper is being handled by Canson. And with Canson being such an old company, they know how to handle paper.
Yeah. These are felt tips or brushes?
They're felt tip.
Felt tip. Okay.
Yeah, you can see. Pull that
And
one
the
out
cachet
again.
journal, where can they get that? Just
Any
search
retailer
online?
should have it. Search
Okay.
online. It may be online that they're finding it, but any retailer should have it.
Okay.
So the best place to look is online to see where it is.
See where it is.
See who has it.
Yeah.
The Cachet Journal.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you
Anything
so
else?
much.
Yes, thank
Anything
you.
else
Thanks
you'd
for
like to
coming
share
in.
with the world?
We just have so many art materials.
They really do have a fabulous selection of lots of art materials.
Yeah.
So again, this is Dixon Ticonderoga.
Yes.
I said it right this time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Say goodbye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
We'll talk to her later. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess we'll keep walking, see what else is here at the show.
Okay.
We're headed, I think, that way, past the Sizzix booth.
Okay. We'll catch Sizzix on the way. How's that? You guys want to go to Sizzix? Let's try it. Let's see who's there. I got to tell you, one of the things that I've noticed the most about this that was unexpected is how dry it is. My mouth is sticking together. I feel like everything on me has dried out. So if my speech pattern's a little weird, that's why, because I'm dried out. Sorry, everybody. I have reinforcements.
We're trying to keep her hydrated, but it's
Not
only
working.
half working.
That's right. That's what we use in all this. We use this pretty. And we just cut it. We just cut it down to size. We recently made a lot of big displays for one of our big retailers. That's how we
Pretty flowers. All right, we'll keep walking with you. We'll follow you.
Okay, this is the Sizzix booth. Just take a shot in there. So
There's the Sizzix booth. It's quite a big one.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if we're going to stop here, but it is pretty amazing. They have a lot of people in there.
Okay, let's keep walking.
Let's keep going.
Oh, here's the jewelry studio.
Same designers.
Different products or
No, same thing. Just on so you can see on both sides.
Hey there, Lindsay. Welcome. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Follow you.
Right?
I think we have one or two more stops on our little journey here, yeah?
I think so.
Okay. There's the Michaels booth. That's mostly just showing the new products they're carrying this year. We're headed toward a specific location. We just need to wander through and find it here. And if everybody
hello
wants
to
to say
Bob.
hello to Bob, everybody say hello to Bob. Say hi, Bob, everyone. Hi, Bob. That's obviously not Bob.
Right.
But he's still here. Still going to Creativation. All right.
sure where we're going.
Well, that's jelly.
Oh, here we are. Where are
And then, did you want to go to Maru?
Yes.
Okay. Which one do you want to go to first?
Let's come over here first.
Let's go here first. All right. Well, we're going to go to Jelly Arts. Here we are. We are in the Jelly Arts booth. In just a moment, we will get to meet a couple of the founders and creators of Jelly Arts. Just bear with us. We're doing a little demonstration over here, so we'll just wait for a moment. That, everyone, is Luann Gleason. She's one of the owners and founders and creators of Jelly Arts and the Jelly Plates. They have some new kits this year that she'll talk about here in just a moment. But I think I might be able to sneak a look at them if I look over here to the side.
They have a few stencils, but these aren't.
So you can see up here, they showed this to us yesterday, that they have some new kits that are available, that they're going to be making available. And we'll ask a little bit more about those, a few more questions, when Luann opens up and has a little time to talk to us. Also, we heard that they've got new paints this year that, of course, she's going to talk to us about.
Look at that, too, in case other people aren't in there.
That's right.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
So you're familiar with the jelly plate?
Yes, absolutely. One of my favorite products.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're broadcasting online. Would you like to say hello?
Linda,
Hello.
we're broadcasting online. Here's our friends. They're in the live chat.
Hi.
So we'll switch it back around. You want to say hi and show us a few things?
Hi. Yeah, sure.
So this is Linda.
Yeah, I'm from Norway, so I might speak funny, but that's
Oh,
okay.
it's okay. We have people all over the world.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, yeah, the jelly plate, and here are the new paint they come up with today.
So they have some new paints for this season.
Yeah, and they have extender in them, so they don't dry too fast.
So they don't dry too fast. That's one of the benefits.
Yeah, and jelly plates, you don't want the paint to dry too fast.
I'm sorry.
So, and I just have a thin layer with paint. Now I'm mixing them.
We have a viewer who said hi. She's
Hi.
from Norway.
Oh, and what's her name? Maybe I know her.
Well, if she pops back up.
Meg Kristen Brox.
So I like to have a base before I put a pattern on it. So
I'm going to look over your shoulder if that's okay.
yeah, sure. And even that makes a nice pattern. So while this is drying, we're gonna put another color on. And if I get a bit of purple, that's okay. If not, that's okay too. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's like
Which
jelly.
size plate are you using?
I'm not into inches, but it's let's see, 5 by 7. Yeah, that one. 5 by 7.
So she's currently using the 5 by 7 plate.
And I'm taking a mask and just pulling the print out to make pattern.
What kind of paper that you're using is
Deli paper, parchment paper, I heard somebody call it. Yeah. We are envy of that in Norway, because in Norway we don't have this paper.
You don't have deli paper in
No.
Norway?
No,
You're going to have
we
to
don't.
take back a few rolls.
Oh, yes. So here you got a nice pattern. Hopefully it's right. And that's how you will layer. Yeah. Making a nice pattern.
beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. There is also on the fabric thing.
There's a special medium in the kit for fabrics.
Oh, there is.
So you can print the fabric, yeah. One of the kits over there is with fabric.
But you can use the same acrylic paints, just
Yeah,
add the medium.
Yeah, you need to add the medium to make paint fixed to the fabric.
But you're not. It's not using any special acrylic paint. It's the medium. That's
It's the
mixing
medium
with it.
mixing with the paint that does it. So you can use any acrylic, just you need fabric infuser or
Yep,
fixer or
binds
something.
to it.
Yeah.
So you need to add your fabric infuser or fixer to
Yeah.
make the paint stick to the fabric.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, and there are new jelly plates out now.
We will show you the kit here in just a moment, Cindy. Just waiting for a little break in the action.
New size.
Yeah, brand new
And
size.
it has pattern. You see the square. So you can put the jelly plate on top of this to make sure that you actually make a registration mark and you can pull the same print and everything. So that's cool.
So I want to make sure that they understand that this is
Yeah.
a new size. Can
Yeah.
you close it for just a moment?
Yeah.
You can see that this is a 9 by 12, everyone,
Mm.
or 22.86 by 30.48
Yeah.
centimeters. It's a really good size.
So now you can print edge to edge on our regular 8.5 by 11-inch paper. So you can go edge to edge with this plate.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a pretty neat size
Yeah.
that you can use that in a bigger project.
Yeah. Great.
Do you have any more questions for Linda while we're here?
I don't think so. I think Luann knows the answer if I don't.
Okay, I need to borrow this.
Yeah, of course.
I think that covers it. Do we have any questions here? Oh, the
Yeah,
kids.
there's two different kits with paint.
So let me show you the paints that are here, and then we'll have a look at the kits for just a second.
There's bright colors.
So here are the paints that they have available now.
Yeah.
These
So
are
I
the
will-
bright colors.
Yeah, I will turn them so it's like you see the colors. So that's the bright one. And this is the classic colors.
There you go. So there's your classic colors
Yeah.
and your bright colors.
Yeah.
Do you know if the products are available in Europe? Do you know
In
that?
Norway,
Or in the UK or
in Norway, it's available because we have a distributor there.
in Norway?
Yeah. I know there's other places, but Luann is the salesperson, so I guess she knows where. But I know we have it in Norway because I can get it. So yeah, yeah. So maybe we can ask her.
I would like to make the project before I was
Okay. Yeah. Creative. Yes. Do you want my call? I have it. Absolutely. Just
So we're just going to hang out here for a minute and see if we can catch a little break in Luann's schedule. But I'm going to look around and see where we're at, so you can see all kinds of other very interesting things. Different companies, different vendors and exhibitors. It's a feast of color for sure.
So it's my name. So that's what I'm using. Yeah. And then my yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna step. What's that?
She's busy with other people, so
That's fine.
We're gonna move on.
Okay, sounds good.
And the kits come, I will just tell you, I saw the kits yesterday. They come with enough materials for the various types of jelly plate printing. Like there's one for fabric, patches, there's one for cards. Can you tell us what the other kits are? There's a card making kit. There's a patches. Okay.
I know she's going to be in front now, so if anybody is interested, so here you have the patch printing kits. That's must be the fabric.
Fabric.
Yeah.
That's what this is down here. I think on the blue jeans.
Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah.
in the denim.
Yeah.
So this is from the patch printing kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's from the patch printing kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. And if we turn, yeah, and that's the quilt squares. So here it says what's in it and stuff. So yeah, it's just cool. I will give you a piece of each, so then you can go through and see what's in there. That's card printing. That comes with a double card. First the main thing, and then the card thing is in there too, like the card stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And that's stamping printing kit. That one you get. This foam.
And this foam comes in which kit?
In that one and in that one. Maybe in most of them actually, because you can make your own print,
So you
your
can make-
own stamps there.
You make your own print. Let me turn it this way so we can see the texture.
Yeah, so that's a stamp you make with a pen. Just an ordinary pen, and you draw on it, and then you get this texture, and you can use this as making a print on the jelly plate. So that's kind of cool.
And if you've always wanted a feather printing kit, now you have one.
Yeah, and it's cool. Yeah. And then there's paper quilt printing kit.
There you go.
So each kit has enough of what you need to get started to explore
Yeah.
that
We can-
particular
we-
aspect of jelly plate printing.
Yeah, there is paint in it, 3 colors. Let's open this one. Let's see. And there's a brayer, and there's a jelly plate.
And the container to keep it in.
Yeah, and other stuff in it too, eh? Yeah. So you have some thread, and these are for making marks on the jelly plate. And you get one of those combs. And this is for cards, so it's cardstock and a jelly plate and parchment paper. So for the people in Norway who doesn't find it, then they can get in the
kit.
Yeah, yeah, and instruction and the button.
So you
Yeah.
can import your deli paper, your parchment paper through the jelly plate
Yeah.
kits.
Yeah.
There you go.
can.
Perfect.
If
That's a
that's
great solution.
Yeah.
It even has a little jelly plate in there. Right?
Yeah, it's 5x5, so it's perfect for a 6x6 card.
Of course, you get the nice little carrying case and everything.
Yeah.
So that's an example of the kits.
Yeah, that's an example. So they are very big, but these have these things. Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And we're gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
Spread the word
Yeah.
about the jelly.
Thank you. We love that. Yeah.
Say goodbye to Linda, everybody. Say goodbye.
Okay.
All right, that was Jelly Arts.
Okay.
I think, did we have one more stop that we
One more
wanted?
stop.
Okay, so we're going to take one more stop to one more place.
Over here, right?
I don't remember what the number was, but I have a map here
map?
in my pocket.
Oh, that's right.
So while we look at our map, look at our schedule, this is what's kept us on
8:37.
track the whole time. Fancy schedule.
And this.
Of course, and we have the real map. There we go. So we got our big map.
Mamba Jamba.
Big
Okay,
one.
837 is
Okay, so we're going to head to booth number 837, which should be there. We found it.
Hey, I know where it is. It's over here.
Where is it?
It's over here.
It's over here. Okay.
Cameraman. Come on, cameraman.
Okay, we're headed this way. We have returned.
You've returned.
We didn't mean to stop you in the middle of your
We brought the
conversation,
world with us
but we brought
today.
our friends with us. We're streaming live,
Hey there.
so you can say hi to all our friends here.
Hi, friends. Hello, world.
Hi,
crafters.
This is Lisa and Celia.
Correct, yes.
There we go, Lisa and Celia. Yeah, and we are here at Marabou. Is that how I say it?
Marabou.
Marabou. There we go. And Celia, she's from Scotland.
I am, but I'm a US National Artist Educator.
Right. She's based in Florida.
Correct.
Is that
But
correct?
we are based in South Carolina. That's where we ship out of, and I live in Florida, sunny Florida.
The company is German.
German, over 150-year-old company
Right.
In Germany. So we've been making art supplies for a long time.
And if they want to
Craft
see more
supplies.
creative stuff, just put in the hashtag on Instagram and you'll see all kinds of awesome products made with
Yeah, so
Marabou.
we want to
Lots of
have our friends
inspiration.
search for the hashtag Made with Marabou.
Yeah,
There
you'll
we
get
go.
lots of inspiration. Instagram and Facebook. Okay. Yeah, you'll
Instagram
find
and
it.
Facebook.
And
Well-
you also have a YouTube
We have
presence.
a YouTube
Yeah.
channel, yes.
We're just growing that. Yep.
And the name of it is
Marabou Creative.
Marabou Creative.
North
Marabou
America.
Creative.
Yeah,
I'm going to
Marabou
show
Creative.
them a couple of the examples that you showed us yesterday, Lisa. You did such a great job.
Oh yeah.
Look at these amazing.
Easy marble.
These are the easy marble paints. Is that what we're calling them?
They're a marbling paint, and they float on water. So you can do all sorts of crazy things. You want to grab the samples? I'll show some of the things. Yeah, extremely easy. Easy marble. They couldn't have got the product's been around about 40 years. So this is on metal as well. This is on foil. All those difficult products.
So this is actually on a foil.
It's actually a piece of metal. Yeah.
Piece of foil.
You can paint on it and decorate after with this paper. That's Lutrador, which is a
Polyester, woven polyester, non-woven polyester.
Spun polyester, yeah. And this is Craftex, which is very popular, which is a sort of paper, cellulose. It's a vegan leather, we like to call it.
Yeah, it's a fake
Looks like
leather.
this.
Vegan leather.
Vegan leather.
That's a
Yeah,
great
it's a vegan
name.
leather.
I didn't know vegan leather
It's what,
existed.
it's what your Levi jeans tags on the back are made out of.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's, yeah. But any surface you can marble. It's really
It's a
fun.
holiday ornament. You can make little glass, wooden egg and a wooden box here. So this is a fun product. It's really, really easy.
You could even dip a guitar if you had a large enough
We've
bucket.
actually, we've seen somebody do that and dip the guitar pedal in it and all sorts of crazy things.
They're asking, what's the composition? What's the formula? Is it
It's
enamel?
it's in a solvent-based resin, and it's got dye. The vast majority of the colours are transparent, which have dye in it, which is a light fast dye, or fairly light fast. And some of the colours, such as this one, has a pigment in there, or the gold or the silver would have pigment. So it's a solvent, and it floats just on water.
It has a small odor, but not bad at all.
No.
Not bad at all. It's really,
It's a mineral spirit type scent. It's
Yeah.
an organic solvent.
yeah.
So we say for 8 years and up is
So you can do it with your kids or grandkids.
yeah. Do you want to see one being done? Okay.
Well, of course, we'd love to see something being done.
Okay, let me just do that.
We're always.
There we go. Dance, Lisa. There. Okay, there she is.
Happy
The
dance.
dog and pony show for us.
So I was just luckily.
I'm a
I'm
craft
set up
cam
to-
ham. I'll do anything.
Oh, good, good.
So let's give it a little shake. You get an
have-
idea. I'm going to show you. There's a little tiny hole in the top there of the bottle.
See it?
You see that?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to take this just as ordinary faucet water. You just want to make sure your container's clean, that you don't have any dust floating on the top here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put enough color in here for this to actually cover the whole surface area of the container. And then I'm just going to take some blue. We'll put less of this color in. Look how beautiful these are.
That is gorgeous.
The light just flashing off of it there. And we'll put in a little pink, I think.
Oh, got it.
Fine with that. So they dry pretty quickly, so you want to work fairly quickly in an area like this, and I'm just using a stick here.
Is this your barista technique?
This is it.
Okay,
I'm icing
good.
a cake. So.
You'd think we listened when we were here yesterday.
We were here yesterday? I don't remember anything from yesterday.
I think we were.
So it's a blur, and you can do all sorts of cool things like swirl it and do some nice things like that. And I'm just going to take this is a postcard, a Strathmore watercolor postcard. You can do this obviously, we saw it onto anything. And I'm just going to place this into the container. And if you don't want to get the color coming around the side, what you would do is actually just wait and then clear off the edge. But because it doesn't matter, I'm just going to fish it under there and lift it up. And you got a beautiful marble.
And all together we say,
ooh,
that was easy.
That was easy.
So, and this will touch dry within 15 minutes. So it's a great project to do. And actually, our Easy Marble was just used in a Guinness World Record for cards, for the most number of cards. I think she did 5,000 cards in an hour.
wow.
And she's just did that. So that's
5,000 cards.
5,000 of these cards.
Wow.
She just moved.
She moved quickly. Now you still got some residual stuff in there, so you know, waste not, want not, as my mother would say.
How long to be permanently or completely dry?
It dries 15 minutes on paper. If it's on a harder surface, it's touch dry within 15 minutes, and then you're probably looking, I would say if it's a non-absorbent surface like glass, give it 24 hours. Yeah.
Nice little ghost print.
Yeah, so you've got, obviously, you're picking it up. You just clean the water off, any little surface water, and you're ready to go again. It's just faucet water. Before you go to dispose of this, make sure there's no particles floating on the water, and you can dispose of this down the sink, and you're good to go.
Great.
Really cool.
Wonderful.
It's a really cool product here at Marabou. They have all kinds of amazing products. Here's one more we'll just point out. This is their porcelain.
Yeah, that's just done a porcelain pour.
This is a porcelain, and
it started off looking like that.
It's a porcelain pour. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the actual way you say it properly.
Yeah, as opposed to the Scottish way. So this is a product that goes on to all sorts of surfaces. It's great on metal, glass, porcelain. It's slightly opaque, and you leave it for 72 hours, and anything you pour this onto is dishwasher safe. So it can actually be washed.
It doesn't have to be heat set. Air cures.
Air cures, yeah.
Really amazing stuff.
And this is just a small fraction of what we make. We make stuff for fabric, we make mixed media products, we make all sorts.
And we're going to be doing a creative chat sometime later, and so we will cover many more aspects.
That's right. We're going to invite the lovely ladies from Marabou to come back on and do a little creative chat with us at one point.
Great. Looking
So,
forward to it.
say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay. I guess we're off and about and that. All right, so I think we're about done, everyone. Let me turn back around so we can say
thank you for joining us, everyone. It's been so much fun to show you around at Creativation 2018, and there will be much more information when we get back on our regular schedule. Thanks for joining us for this special stream. See you soon. Stay creative. Remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy.
bye.
Bye, everybody.